Let's watch some of this. Here. Yay, it's our hero. Oh, look, he wears shorts. A cop wears shorts. That's a silly goose there, ain't it? Everybody shouting fucking crazy. Oh my god, he's got a staple! He picked a piece of dust! He's got some pollen! Drop the piece of pollen! He asked him for a push. Hey, 911, can you all give me a little push? There's 5 of them. Hey, why don't y'all just push him out? They got a push bar in the car. They could have just used the car to push him. Don't do what? They're acting like he's going for his gun. He's going for the gun. Hey, I told you there's no guns. Our heroes! Yay, our heroes! 22-year-old hippie. Man, they're going to get that 20-year-old hippie. Show him a thing or two. Call 911 asking for help. How dare you? Cops are not here to help anybody, you son of a bitch. What the fuck was he thinking? Call 911 for help. And you know, they keep on pausing it and they don't show it. What did we do? They just shot him. What did you all do indeed? What did you do? And they're still saying drop it. He's only got 5 bullets in his face. Hold on, wait a second. I got 5 bullets in my face. You want me to drop this little knife? My God. Fucking cops are goddamn wimps. They're absolute insecure, fucking weak like little fucking pissant motherfuckers. Bunch of pissant motherfuckers. Seriously. They want to fuck with him because they're a bunch of psychotic piles of shit. They, they get trigger happy. They get the adrenaline rush. And so instead of just using their push bar and giving him a little, he was in like 2 inches of sand. And people could have been chasing. There's shitheads all over the fucking, and then road rage. Somebody could have been tailgating him. And he pulls off, tries to do a U-turn. Right? But he wasn't in a shoulder. He pulled off the road, so he might have felt like he was, oh, shoot. I wasn't supposed to drive off the road. He seems like a goody two-shoes, like he tries to be on the up and up about everything. Was it the heart? Was it the heart? Was he showing that he's got love in his heart? He's got love and spirit. He's got love and spirit, and you don't? His light contrasted with your darkness. His love contrasted with your hatred. He wasn't sick. He was the one that was healthy. His health contrasts with your fucking sickness. America, you tired of this shit? Is anybody else tired of this shit? Is it time for revolution? Anybody in America? We tired of this fucking bullshit. This isn't progressive. This isn't Christian. So why is left-wing or right-wing fucking doing this shit? How the fuck does this shit keep on happening? How in the hell does this shit keep on happening in America? The land of the free and the home of the brave. Unless a cop kills one of us and then we just shut the fuck up and don't say shit. I'd like to see Jared Polis come out and apologize to the family, to everybody, to America. I need to hear and see Jared Polis. Because this is too much. This is fucking too much. This is goddamn public executions. You don't even do capital punishment when it comes to the King super shooters. You don't even do capital punishment when it comes to the Batman shooter. To mass shooters. Mass shooters get away with it. They just say they're fucking crazy. They just say they're crazy, right? The Batman shooter, he killed like 10, 20 people. That King super shooter, he killed 10 people. Planned Parenthood shooter Robert Deere, he killed, 2 or 3 people? But they claimed insanity, so they're just making mockery of the goddamn judicial system, and we're paying us, the taxpayers, are going to foot their bill to pay for their 3 hots and a cot until they die of old age. We're just going to go ahead and give them all the socialism in the world. We won't do that to prevent crime, but we'll do it afterwards. All the socialism in the world. I'd like to see all the state executive, actually, the Secretary of State, the Treasurer, everybody, the Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, everybody needs to apologize to me. I'm sick of this shit, motherfucker. If you're a lawyer, what do you gotta do? You gotta go to law school, you gotta read a bunch of fucking laws, then you have to argue the case, and then years of litigation, maybe you might get the capital punishment. So then how the fuck does a cop, how are they able just to fucking execute people left and right on the fucking streets? How are they able to do that? It's like they have way fucking more power than the judicial and the legislative and the executive branch. Do the 3 branches of government, they're so confused they just realize the police just run roughshod? It's very possible that if Christian Glass had gotten his car stuck in a different location, the entire incident would have ended differently. No shit. In Denver, in Jefferson County in Denver, which borders Clear Creek County. So you go to Clear Creek County, watch out. They might kill you for no reason. They might, kill you for sneezing, for looking at, looking them in the eye. Or because you thought that they're cops and they're good people and you're stuck in a ditch and they're supposed to push you out and they go ahead and... Law enforcement agencies have co-responder programs to help responding officers with people that could be suffering a mental health crisis. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office co-responders have helped with 525 calls since January 2022. Deputies on the crisis intervention team have 40 hours of mental health training per year. According to an agency spokeswoman, a co-responder is a mental health professional who can assist deputies in de-escalation. It helps stabilize a crisis through clinical and needs assessments and assist with linkage to appropriate mental health, substance abuse, and other services after a crisis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if the crisis intervention team would have shown up, he wouldn't be lying dead today. Definitely, 100%. No fucking doubt about it. Defund the police. Defund the fucking police. They can't deal with mental health. They can't deal with domestic violence. They can't deal with poverty, homelessness. They can't deal with a whole bunch of things. Just violent crimes. If somebody's, there's a person shooting up the neighborhood, call the police. They know how to be violent pieces of shit. If it doesn't call for a bunch of men to be a bunch of, trigger happy, shooting, crazy sons of bitches, don't call the police. Defund the police. That's all they should be worried about. Just make sure people aren't robbing banks, aren't robbing each other, aren't stealing cars. Make sure there's not, grand theft. Make sure there's not robbing and raping and violence. Make sure just the big stuff. And then just sit down for the rest of it. You just don't know what the hell you're doing. We don't need you to show up to the scene and shoot up a bunch of homeless. We don't need you to show up to the scene and shoot a bunch of family members. You know what Andy Griffith used to do? Just the power of his reputation. He would actually say, what's your problem? What's your problem? And communicate. And he would be able to figure it out. Violence was the last option, not the first. And then Aunt B would cook a fucking pie for old Otis, even though he was getting drunk every time. And Carolyn L. Tilley, said Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. That's who's saying all this, Carolyn L. Tilley. They provide follow-up support, field responses, or intervention for citizens in Jefferson County who are experiencing a mental health crisis or other mental health issues. In Denver, new police recruits must complete 8 hours of integrating communications and tactics training, active bystander training for law enforcement, another 8 hours of training for risk assessment response. Yeah, they didn't do any of this shit in Clear Creek, huh? They don't do that shit in Georgetown. What? Risk assessment response, huh? Within 18 months of being hired, all officers must complete the 40-hour crisis intervention team mental health training. Wow. So even regular police officers aren't a bunch of fucking trigger happy, just shoot them up, root 'em McTootums. A bunch of root 'em McTootums, huh? I got a gun. Am I supposed to shoot somebody or something? But I'm a cop, right? I get to shoot somebody or something, right? Oh, Rudy McTootums, huh? You pretending to be Billy Badass. You Rudy McTootum. Tootie McTootum. Okay, so a study earlier this year by Stanford University found that Denver's co-responder program called STAR reduced crime instead of police that sends mental health professionals to certain nonviolent 911 calls. Christian Glass, 22, was killed June 1st. Why? That's another thing. June 1st? It's fucking September 16th. June, July, August, September. Fucking 3 months. 3 months and 2 weeks. Why did we just now see that? I'm glad it was before the election day in Kentucky. They were able to bury that with, it wasn't Samantha Spade. Who was it? Samantha, I forgot. I don't know, but her mother's best friends with the cop that shot and killed her daughter. I know that. And she won $1 million. Did Boone County improve? I don't know. I'm sure they thought of it. I mean, nobody wants $1 million hit, so I'm sure they think twice, maybe. I don't know. Because actually they had a case where they had a lawyer and a jury, and they said you need better mental health facilities and access to mental health facilities and shit. But instead of, just saying, hey, why don't you, here, get in the car. There's different ways of going about things. I've got my dogs are actually kind of brilliant in some respects, but also they act like dogs. But if I was to say, hey, come here, why don't you get in the truck and I'm pleasant and nice because we're going to go for a walk. Well, they could detect the tone in my voice. And so when I say, hey, will you get in the truck? I'm not saying, hey, get in the truck so I can, take you somewhere and do something terrible, right? But if I'm like, get in the truck, then they start thinking that it might be the latter and not the former. Even if we're going for a walk, even if it's good for them. If I don't use the proper tone, but if I could calm myself down, because just yelling, get out of the damn truck! Oh, God, you were trying to do something nice, but can you see how maybe the dog don't see that you're trying to be nice? You're like yelling and getting crazy. True. So the dog detects that tone. Get in the truck! No! Get in the house! Get out of the house! No! No, I'm not going to do that. Hey! Come in the house, get something. Come out of the house, hey! Come out of the truck, get in the truck. You want to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk, hey! So there's ways to get what you want without being a pile of shit. They're a bunch of fucking right-wing fascists. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Hurt the person. Escalation of force. You may kick them? It's an old lady. She's got a cat in a tree. So, use my weapons? Beanbag? Or baton? No. Sit down before you hurt yourself. Maybe get a ladder and climb up the ladder and then say, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. And get the fucking cat! No, actually, if there's a cat in the tree and little old lady, don't call the police. Do not call the police. I don't want to see anything happen to you, little old lady. We got to defund the police. We got to fix this. You know what I think about abusers? Abusers like to hit a person and they'll say, sometimes they'll couch it with a justification. You were doing A, B, and C, and D, right? A lot of times it has nothing to do with any of the fucking reasons. But let's just say sometimes, to correct the person, right? So an abuser will look at the person and say, you're not supposed to put your elbows on the table. And then, elbows are on the table. I hit you. Now, that's not unmannerly. It's okay to, smack people, right? That's all right. You had your elbows on the table. You get smacked. That's okay. That's an assault. What am I trying to say? 1, 2, 3. When it comes to child abusers, they say, no elbows on the table. I just hit you. Now stop with the elbows on the table. Immediately, there needs to be a correction. And if there's no correction, then you escalate. No, I'm going to put my elbows on the table and then I'm going to lay on the table. And then it would just escalate. It would just keep on going. But the idea was, stop what you're doing. I don't like it. Change it. Get your elbows. And it's not even elbows. It was just your arms. Get your arms off the table. Not even elbows is rude. Kind of rude. But even with your arms, don't rest. Don't even rest. Where are these even coming from? These are totally arbitrary, aren't they? You're just making this shit up just because you want power, huh? All right, my point is, for an abuser, don't do some dumb, frivolous thing, attack, violence, and then there's a correction. If the correction doesn't occur and the person is defiant, then it just keeps escalating. So what I'm saying is, let's reverse the roles. Let's spank the shit out of these police officers. No, you need to be spanked. And justice is eye for an eye. So you need to go through the criminal justice system, just like everybody else. You have 10-step, you have a deposition hearing, preliminary hearing. It's going to the grand jury. If they bury it in the grand jury, well, we know that Heidi McCollum person is corrupt as hell. She looked at Christian Glass, a nice hippie, 22-year-old white man, hippie, sweet, kind, and said that's not a person. That's not a human being. It's okay that these thugs, these criminal thugs, showed up to the scene and escalated and killed him. So we need to change this. Like an abuser, we need to spank the shit out of the police. Metaphorically, we need to spank them. We need to fire everybody because we need an immediate correction. And then, if we get the immediate correction, either A, we need to have another conversation. Do we need to change all of society? Does all of society need to change? If they say, let's assume they fire all the police. They fire that marshal and they fire all the police officers that was involved. The sheriff is going to have to stay. I think you could fire the marshal because that's the town council. That's city council. City council could fire the town cops. But the sheriff can fire all the deputies, but the sheriff's elected. And so the only way you'll be able to either file charges on him or actually you could arrest him. Anybody can arrest any one of those officers for murder. We all witnessed a felony. Every single one of us witnessed the second-degree murder or manslaughter. And since the citizen's arrest is legal in Colorado, everybody in Colorado can go and arrest those police officers. Every citizen, every police officer, CBI, anybody. If you're in, we all witnessed it, right? Well, they say if you witness it, we witnessed the video. Is that the same? Witnessing the video? Because that's what happened. There's no doubt about it. They shot and killed him. Now, they might try to bury it and say there's no probable cause. Is there probable cause that a murder took place? Well, there's a dead body. No, probable cause. I know that some people, just the tiniest little bit of nothing, especially if you're a woman. Oh my God, he was being belligerent. I wasn't being belligerent, but you are trying to steal $2,000 from me. Give me my money back. You got to sign this. I got to do one more thing for you. I don't have to do any more things for you. No, I'm tired of you being a dick to me. Give me my money back. He's being belligerent. What are you doing? Huh? I was calm, cool, and collected. They were trying to steal $2,000. Just driving by. A person could have stalker over and over again, but you go out for bread. Well, he drove by my house when he drove to the grocery store. Oh my God, I'll protect you, white woman. No, I'll protect you. Probable cause sometimes for some people, very little. But the threshold, very small. And then sometimes it's huge. Yeah, you got a dead body, and he's got gunshots and being bad shots and a taser shot, and he's got all these injuries to his body, and we got videotape of him being shot and killed, but that's not enough evidence. That's not enough evidence that there might have been possibly a crime. Fuck you! There is so much evidence that there's a possibility of a crime. It's unfucking deniable. It's undeniable. The grand jury has to send this to a jury trial. They have to indict. They have no other choice. Unless they're fucked up in the head, they have no idea of right versus wrong. Unless the DA didn't show them the whole case and then push them to go a different direction. No way a jury of my peers would look at all this stuff and just say, yeah, they did good, they did right. That's what I would have done in that situation. Oh yeah, what, your mother? If your mother was stuck in a ditch, you would go and just jump on a hood and shoot beanbags at her and tase her and then shoot her until she dies? If a neighbor, if your family, or God damn, we gotta start treating each other better. I like the Christian golden rule. You treat your neighbor the way you want to be treated. So if I'm stuck in a ditch, you know what I want? I want you to push me out. Get a chain, pull me out, push me out. If it's going to be a hassle, no big deal. I'll help you do something later on. I'll pay my way. I'm not... But if I'm stuck in a ditch, and I would assume if you're stuck in a ditch, you'd want me to help you out. We got to look out for family, friends, and neighbors. I don't understand. We're living a Christian, progressive, is it not left-wing, right-wing? It's just Americanism. And not even Americans believe that. They don't even love themselves. Americanism. Just enough patriotism just to love yourself? Can we have enough patriotism just to love yourself a little bit? Because this doesn't help anybody. Christian Glass was a threat to nobody. Him getting murdered and killed just says that the cops are the bad guys. Isn't that the whole thing with Putin invading Ukraine because a bunch of Nazi shit? This is Nazi shit. This is Nazi shit right here. I'd like to know from all these police officers, are you all part Nazi? Or do you go to the Nazi party? Just like they do at the communist hearings. I want to hear them denounce the Nazi party. I want to hear them denounce the Confederacy and the KKK. I want to hear you denounce criminality. I want to hear you say that vehicular homicide is wrong, first and second degree murder is wrong, so is negligent homicide, and so is manslaughter. I want to hear you say that. So he got shot, beanbag, shot and killed. There was no need to even threaten him with force. He would have, if he really thought he needed to go somewhere, come here, young man, come here, Christian, get in the car, let's take you to the mental hospital. No fucking problem. He would have done it easy. But instead, you want me to throw the knives out? No, I want you to keep the knife close to you, and I want to keep shouting at you, because really I want to hurt you. Now I want to hurt you. I got all these weapons, all this training. This is like the big game. And another thing is, when it comes to real fucking criminals, Uvalde, right? You have somebody with a fucking AK. Cops are hiding in the fucking bushes. They don't even go in. Yeah, our heroes won't fucking go in. But meanwhile, you got Christian Glass sitting by himself. No weapons. He said weapons. They're fucking tools. But he was just thinking they could be used as weapons. No guns. Not a pistol. Not a rifle, not a shotgun, not an AR, not a tank, not a rocket launcher, not a single. No firearms. No exploding firearms, guns, no murder weapon, no exploding murder weapons. The cops had several pistols and vehicles. Hey, can you give me a push out? Get the stop sticks. Basically, instead of saying, yeah, we're going to push you out, they said, no, we're never going to push you out. We're going to make sure you stay right here. You're going to jail, or you will stay right here. You're not going to go no farther in life. This is all for you, Christian Glass. Or Gloss. He got his SUV stuck. He wanted assistance in getting it pushed out. Somebody was tailgating him. Maybe chasing him. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's scared. From the beginning to the end, the officers on the scene was unconscionable, inhuman, just psychotically inhumane. Just psychotically inhumane. Now I got a couple comments I want to make on this. I got a lot of comments I want to make on this. Isn't it time for revolution? Is this what America is? Is this what we're about? This is Americanism, huh? I think a lot of times people just keep their head in the sand and keep their heads down because they don't want to stand up and say this is fucking bullshit. Yeah. Don't let me catch you slipping now. Don't let me catch you slipping now. To the protest industry, to the LLC. I guess you guys are going to eat now, huh? But I am glad to see that liberals are finally speaking out. There's some liberals that are speaking out. But I bet you some, people that are supposedly on the left are somewhat. I want to hear that Sabby Sabs. I want to hear that Tabby Tabs say something. Yeah, no, I mean, what did Christian Glass do? I think some people are so racist that they'll say that it's all white people and they all do it and they all privileged and to hell with all white people. And when they see Christian Glass get shot and murdered, they don't care. It doesn't bother them. They don't empathize either. When I watch it, I see 5 evil white people and 1 good white person. And the 5 evil white person killed the 1 good white person. Why? Because he was good and gentle and they knew that they could, manipulate or, I don't know. He looked vulnerable and nice, so they were like, oh, well, we could easily fuck him over. He's vulnerable and nice. I think some people might say he's a white man, so he deserves it, because that's more fucking, that's the answer, right? More hatred, more racism. He was also praying, so maybe his Christianity, can you relate to his Christianity? Maybe he should have screamed out, hey, I'm a privileged white man. Maybe he should have said it real loud. No, you can't do, I'm a privileged white man. You have to treat me like a person. You can't just fucking, what are you doing? How does white privilege work? How do you activate it? Just explain that to me. How do you activate it? Because I would love to have an intersectionality conversation. My guess is you guys are just a bunch of selfish assholes that can't empathize and don't give a fuck about anybody and don't give a damn about anybody. If Christian Glass, this Christian white man, is on top of society, my God, who's on bottom? I mean, if Christian Glass, he's at the pinnacle, huh? That's Elon Musk, Tim Meadows, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump would have called the police. This would have happened. No, Donald Trump, he can fucking do his cocaine in probably 5 different mansions, right? He don't even have to worry about finding a spot to smoke his weed. And why didn't his parents just let him smoke his weed in the fucking house, in his room? Just smoke your weed in your room. God, he'd still be in his room. Just open the window. Let him blow the fucking smoke out the window. What the fuck? It's not okay to be racist. It's not okay to be racist against Christian Glass. He was a white man. He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it, okay? It's fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, 5 murderous white men and women just got away with fucking murder. Meanwhile, you want to be, oh, well. What do you mean, oh, well? When they do that to somebody else and you're mad about it, but then when they do it and you're not mad about it, this shit's got to stop. It's got to stop. Cops, quit killing white, brown, black people. Cops, quit killing people. Stop murdering people. Fucking fuck. If you're a soldier, you have to wait for gunshots to ring out before you can engage. Why don't you wait for a gunshot to be shot first? Motherfucker. Bunch of insecure, fucking weak-ass, fucking piss-ant motherfuckers. Fucking scared, insecure sons of bitches want to fuck with some vulnerable 22-year-old for the fuck of it. You know? You want a Jesus Christ? You want to see Jesus Christ in the flesh? That's Christian Glass. He's a sweetheart. He's a kind person. Never would have stole from you. Never would have hit you. Let alone, rape, murder. Christian Glass is a sweet hippie man boy. A nice, sweet hippie man boy. And all he wanted was you to give a shit. You to like him. You to be decent to him. I don't think it was a mental health episode. I think he was smoking weed. And then, maybe somebody's chasing him. He pulled off to the side, got stuck, and now he's like, fuck. Now I have to call the cops because I'm stuck. Maybe I am mad because I need to go to the thing, at something my parents said, so I just want to smoke some weed at my little spot. Now I'm stuck. These sons of bitches were fucking chasing me. They might come back. Now I'm stuck on a fucking rock, so it's like, fuck. If they come back, I can't get out of my spot right now. I'll have to run. Or call the police. But if I run, I'm just running into the woods. This is America. The cops are good. What could be the worst thing that they could do? Just say no. Hey, cops, can you help me? No. Okay. All right, thanks anyways. He just wanted to get to his spot in the middle of the woods to go smoke some weed and hold on to his crystal, and why not? Why can't we love somebody like that? Why can't we care about somebody like that? Instead, what do we do?